First contact and fatal mistake. The skies over Geneva turned an unnatural shade of purple on the day humanity learned they weren't alone. Dr. Sarah Chen stood on the World Health Organization's observation deck, watching the massive Zexian vessel hover above Lake Geneva, its crystalline surface refracting sunlight in mesmerizing patterns. As the WHO's leading expert in evolutionary genetics, she should have been terrified. Instead, she felt an unsettling sense of anticipation. They're requesting to speak with the World Health Assembly, her assistant, Marcus, reported, his dark eyes fixed on the holographic display. All 194 member states are connected. It's unprecedented. Sarah nodded, straightening her lab coat. History in the making, Marcus. Though I can't shake the feeling there's something wrong about this. The Zexian ambassador's hologram materialized in the assembly hall, its translucent form towering 15 feet high. The alien's body resembled polished obsidian, with geometric patterns that pulsed with internal light. When it spoke, its words bypassed their ears and manifested directly in their minds. Humans of Earth, we are the Zexian Empire. We have observed your species for centuries, watching your rapid technological advancement with growing concern. Your potential for growth exceeds safety parameters established by the Galactic Council. We come with an ultimatum. Accept voluntary genetic suppression or face immediate quarantine. The assembly erupted in chaos. Sarah's hands gripped the railing as she processed the implications. Genetic suppression. They wanted to artificially limit human evolution itself. They're afraid of us, she whispered, the realization striking her like lightning. They're actually afraid of what we might become. The WHO Director General's voice cut through the chaos. And if we refuse both options? The Zexian ambassador's geometric patterns flared. Then we implement Protocol Zero. The choice is yours. You have 24 Earth hours to decide. As the hologram faded, Sarah was already moving. She knew the Zexians wouldn't wait for an answer. Beings capable of interstellar travel wouldn't risk leaving such a critical decision to chance. Her lab's quantum computers had been analyzing the strange atmospheric changes since the ship's arrival, and her worst fears were confirmed. They're already doing it, she announced to the emergency meeting 3 hours later. The purple discoloration in the sky, it's not from their ships. They're seeding our atmosphere with engineered retroviruses designed to alter human DNA. The assembled leaders stared at the molecular models rotating above the conference table. The Zexian virus was elegant in its complexity, designed to gradually reduce human cognitive potential and adaptive capabilities over generations. Can we stop it? The WHO Director General asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Sarah's smile was grim. Better. We can use it. For the next 18 hours, Sarah's team worked without rest. The Zexians had made a critical mistake. They'd based their virus on their understanding of human genetics from centuries of observation. But they hadn't accounted for humanity's most recent breakthrough, the Chen-Martinez protocol for rapid genetic adaptation. It's beautiful, in a way, Sarah explained to the emergency council as the deadline approached. Their virus is designed to bind to our DNA and suppress certain expressions. But with a few modifications, we can use their own delivery system to enhance those same genes instead. Every human exposed to their virus won't be suppressed. They'll evolve. You're suggesting we let them deploy their weapon? A council member asked incredulously. I'm suggesting we let them think they've won, Sarah corrected. The modifications are already in place. Every human on Earth is about to receive an unexpected upgrade, courtesy of our would-be oppressors. As the 24-hour deadline expired, the Zexian ambassador returned. We detect no resistance to Protocol Zero. Your species has chosen wisely. The genetic suppressors will ensure peaceful coexistence. Sarah watched from her lab as the purple haze intensified, knowing that across the planet, humanity's DNA was being rewritten, not to suppress their potential, but to accelerate it. The first changes would be subtle: enhanced cognitive processing, improved cellular regeneration, strengthened immune responses. By the time the Zexians realized their mistake, it would be too late. Should we tell them? Marcus asked, monitoring the genetic cascades spreading across the global population. Sarah shook her head, watching as her own genetic structure began to shift, feeling her mind expanding in ways she'd never imagined possible. They wanted to ensure peaceful coexistence by making us less than we are. Instead, they'd given us the tools to become something far greater. Let them discover their mistake naturally. We'll have evolved beyond their ability to stop us by then. The Zexian ship departed Earth's atmosphere, their mission apparently successful. But in labs and homes across the planet, humanity was changing. The very weapon meant to ensure their submission had become the catalyst for unprecedented advancement. Sarah could feel it in her cells, in the way her mind now processed information in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The Zexians had tried to prevent humanity's evolution into a threat. Instead, they'd guaranteed it. As Sarah watched the purple sky slowly clear, she couldn't help but appreciate the irony. They'd feared what humanity might become in time. Now they would face what humanity could become when pushed too far. In her enhanced mind, she could already see the equations for faster-than-light travel forming, understanding quantum mechanics at a fundamental level that would have been impossible hours ago. Across the globe, millions of others were experiencing similar revelations. The Zexians had meant to write an ending to human potential. Instead, they'd written the prologue to humanity's next great chapter. And this time, humanity would write the rules of engagement, the Counter-Strike Initiative. 3 months after the Zexian intervention, Earth had become unrecognizable. Not in its physical appearance. The cities still stood, the oceans still churned, the sun still rose and set with predictable regularity. The change was in its people and in the extraordinary developments taking place beneath the surface of everyday life. Commander James Rodriguez stood in the newly constructed Quantum Command Center, buried deep beneath the Atacama Desert. The facility had gone from blueprint to reality in just 6 weeks, thanks to humanity's enhanced cognitive capabilities. What once took years of planning and construction now manifested with stunning speed and precision. Neural network integration at 98%, reported Dr. Aisha Patel, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces that hadn't existed 2 months ago. Like everyone else, her mind had been enhanced by the modified Zexian virus, but she'd taken to the changes with remarkable adaptability. The global defense grid is online. James studied the massive display showing Earth's new defensive capabilities. Quantum shields powered by human consciousness itself, a network of satellites that could detect spatial distortions at the subatomic level, and weapons systems that defied conventional physics, all developed by combining their enhanced intelligence with the fragmentary understanding of Zexian technology gleaned from their brief visit. "Status report on Project Phoenix," he asked, turning to Dr. Chen, who had become the architectural genius behind humanity's transformation. Sarah's eyes gleamed with an inner light that had become common among the enhanced population. The genetic modifications have stabilized across 99.7% of the global population. We're seeing consistent manifestation of enhanced cognitive processing, accelerated learning capabilities, and most surprisingly, the emergence of quantum neural networks connecting human minds at a fundamental level. They wanted to make us less, James mused, but they gave us the keys to becoming something far more. He paused, watching the neural activity patterns flowing across the global display. "Have we detected any Zexian observation posts?" 7 cloaked monitoring stations in high Earth orbit, Aisha confirmed. "They're watching us, but their technology can't penetrate our quantum shields. As far as they can tell, we're a docile, genetically suppressed species going about our mundane lives." The truth was far different. While the Zexians observed Earth's apparent submission, humanity was undergoing a transformation unprecedented in its history. Schools had been revolutionized overnight as children and adults alike discovered they could master complex subjects in days rather than years. Scientific breakthroughs occurred hourly as enhanced minds collaborated across the quantum neural network, solving problems that had puzzled humanity for centuries. "Show me the Phoenix Initiative results," James commanded. The display shifted to show the latest data from their counter-strike program. Sarah stepped forward, her expression serious. "We've successfully reverse-engineered the delivery mechanism of their virus and improved upon it." The Zexians thought they were masters of genetic manipulation, but they'd only scratched the surface. "Our enhanced understanding of quantum genetics has revealed possibilities they never imagined." The display showed simulations of the new human genome, a masterpiece of biological engineering that made the Zexian modifications look primitive by comparison. "We're not just adapting to their changes," Sarah continued. "We're transcending them. The quantum neural network isn't just for communication. It's becoming a fundamental aspect of human consciousness itself." "Timeline for full implementation?" James asked, already knowing the answer would exceed his expectations. 2 weeks, Sarah replied with quiet confidence. "Once the final phase activates, every enhanced human will be able to access the quantum network directly. Instant communication, shared knowledge, coordinated response on a global scale will be more united than any species in the galaxy." James nodded, his enhanced mind already calculating the strategic implications. "And the Zexians won't see it coming because their monitoring systems are designed to detect technological advancement, not evolutionary leaps." "Precisely," Aisha confirmed. "Their arrogance is their weakness. They're so convinced of their superiority that they can't conceive of a species advancing beyond their understanding." The command center hummed with energy as more systems came online. Through the quantum network, James could feel the collective determination of humanity. Not just the military and scientific personnel, but every human on Earth. They were no longer billions of individuals, but were becoming something greater. A unified species aware of its own potential and prepared to defend it. "Begin Phase 2, James ordered. Across the globe, hidden facilities activated, manufacturing advanced weaponry and defensive systems that incorporated their new understanding of quantum mechanics. Ships were being constructed in underground bases, crews training on systems that would have seemed like magic 3 months ago." Sarah's voice was quiet, but filled with certainty. They thought they were preventing the rise of a potential threat. Instead, they created exactly what they feared most: a humanity united, enhanced, and prepared for galactic conflict. "Not conflict," James corrected, watching as another quantum shield facility came online in the Mariana Trench. "Understanding. They forced this evolution upon us, but how we use it will be our choice. We're not preparing for war. We're preparing to demonstrate that humanity cannot and will not be suppressed." Through the quantum network, he could feel the agreement of billions. Humanity had been pushed, but they hadn't fallen. They had adapted, evolved, and emerged stronger. The Zexians would return, expecting to find a subdued species ready for integration into their empire. Instead, they would find something unprecedented: a humanity that had taken their weapon of submission and forged it into a tool of transcendence. The countdown to that revelation had begun, and Earth was ready. In the depths of the Atacama Desert, in the heart of the Quantum Command Center, humanity's response to attempted subjugation took shape, not with violence, but with evolution itself. The Zexians had tried to write humanity's future. Now, humanity would rewrite the rules of the galaxy. Operation Stardust. The quantum veil between Earth and the first Zexian colony shimmered like disturbed water. Lieutenant Maya Patel stood on the bridge of the quantum strike vessel, QSV, Prometheus, humanity's first faster-than-light ship. Built in secret beneath the Pacific Ocean, it represented everything the Zexians had feared and inadvertently created. "Quantum signature masked," reported Navigation Officer Chen Wei, his consciousness seamlessly integrated with the ship's systems. The Zexian sensors read only normal background radiation. Maya nodded, feeling the collective focus of her crew through their shared neural network. 6 months of preparation had led to this moment. Humanity's first strike against the empire that had tried to suppress them. The mission wasn't about revenge, but demonstration. Operation Stardust is go, she transmitted through the quantum network. Across the galaxy, 5 other QSV ships acknowledge, each positioning themselves near critical Zexian installations. Their enhanced minds had decoded the Empire's defense networks from the fragmentary data left behind during their brief visit to Earth. The Zexian colony of Nexus Prime floated below them, its crystalline structures refracting starlight in familiar patterns. Maya felt a touch of irony. They'd built their society on the premise of superiority through rigid order, yet had never imagined their carefully maintained systems could be turned against them. Deploy quantum infiltrators, Maya ordered. Microscopic machines, guided by human consciousness through the quantum network, seeped into the colony's communication systems. Unlike traditional computer viruses, these infiltrators operated on principles the Zexians couldn't detect. Direct manipulation of quantum states by enhanced human minds. Through the neural link, Maya watched as similar scenes unfolded across Zexian space. 6 colonies, 6 simultaneous infiltrations, all coordinated through humanity's quantum network. The Empire's greatest weakness was their certainty that they'd succeeded in suppressing Earth's development. Infiltration complete, reported Dr. Sarah Chen's voice through the quantum link from Earth Command. Beginning data extraction. The quantum infiltrators began their work, siphoning information directly from the Zexian networks. Strategic data, technological specifications, and most importantly, the truth about the Empire's genetic suppression program. They weren't just targeting Earth. Dozens of species across the galaxy had been contained through similar methods. They've been doing this for millennia, Maya transmitted back to Earth Command, her enhanced mind processing the stolen data in real time. Each time a species shows too much potential, they engineer a virus specific to their biology. We're the first to not just resist it, but adapt it. Quantum alert. Way's warning came sharp through the neural net. Detection algorithms activating in the colony's defense grid. Maya smiled. Right on schedule. Begin Phase 2. Across 6 Zexian colonies, humanity revealed itself. The quantum infiltrators, having completed their data extraction, began a transformation. The crystalline structures of each colony pulsed with new light as their quantum-level programming was rewritten. In the colony below, panic spread as every display screen, every holographic projector, every communication device activated simultaneously. The message, transmitted in perfect Zexian script, was simple. Your attempt to suppress humanity has failed. We have evolved beyond your constraints. We offer you a choice. Engage in peaceful dialogue or face the consequences of your actions. You have 24 hours to respond. Through the quantum network, Maya felt the shocked reactions of the Zexian colonists. Their carefully ordered society, built on the premise of technological and biological superiority, confronted evidence of their failure. A species they'd thought safely contained had not only broken free, but had mastered technology the Zexians had thought impossible. Multiple ships departing the colony, Wei reported. They're heading for the nearest quantum relay station. Let them go, Maya ordered. That's part of the plan. The quantum network hummed with activity as similar reports came in from the other QSV ships. Across Zexian space, the message spread. Their perfect system of control had been broken, and the implications were staggering. Phase 2 complete, Maya reported to Earth Command, moving to holding positions for Phase 3. The Prometheus and its sister ships shifted into quantum observation mode, their enhanced crews monitoring the chaos spreading through the Zexian Empire. The infiltration had achieved multiple objectives: gathering critical intelligence, demonstrating humanity's new capabilities, and most importantly, spreading the truth about the Empire's suppression program to their own people. Interesting. Sarah's voice came through the quantum link. We're detecting unusual neural patterns in the Zexian population. Some of them are questioning. Their social programming is breaking down. Maya watched as more ships fled the colony below, carrying news of humanity's evolution throughout the Empire. They had struck not with weapons, but with information, the most powerful force in any civilization. The Zexians had built their empire on controlled evolution. Now they would face the consequences of uncontrolled advancement. All ships, maintain position, came Commander Rodriguez's order through the quantum network. The next 24 hours will determine whether the Zexians choose wisdom or war. Either way, humanity is ready. The QSV Prometheus hung in space, a testament to what humanity had become. They had taken the Zexians' weapon of suppression and forged it into a tool of advancement. Now they would offer the same choice to every species the Empire had tried to contain: remain bound by artificial limitations, or embrace true evolution. The message spread across Zexian space like a quantum wave, impossible to stop or contain. Humanity had announced its return to the galactic stage, not with violence, but with truth. The Empire's carefully maintained order was about to face its greatest challenge: genuine, unrestricted evolution. The heart of the Empire. The Zexian homeworld of Crystallis hung in space like a massive geometric jewel, its surface covered in towering structures that stretched into the upper atmosphere. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in the observation chamber of the cloaked infiltration vessel Shadow of Dawn, her enhanced mind processing the complex patterns of energy flowing through the planet's defensive grid. Their response deadline passed 2 hours ago. Commander Rodriguez's voice resonated through the quantum network. The High Council is still debating. Our intelligence suggests their unity is fracturing. Sarah nodded, though her physical form was light years away on Earth. Through humanity's quantum consciousness network, she could project her awareness anywhere their infiltrators had reached. The lower castes are particularly restless. Learning about the suppression program has sparked something they've never experienced before: doubt. The Shadow of Dawn carried a small but elite team. Maya Patel, transferred from the Prometheus for her expertise in quantum operations. Dr. Aisha Patel, their leading expert in Zexian biology. And Wei Chen, whose natural affinity for the quantum network had made him humanity's best infiltrator. Security patterns mapped, Wei reported, his consciousness merging with the ship's quantum sensors. They've modified their defenses since Operation Stardust, but they're still thinking in conventional terms. They can't conceive of what we've become. Maya's voice carried a hint of anticipation. The quantum infiltrators are ready. We've upgraded them based on what we learned from the colony insertions. They'll be virtually undetectable, even to their most advanced sensors. Sarah focused her awareness on the infiltrators. Microscopic machines guided by human consciousness, capable of interfacing with any system at the quantum level. The Zexians' greatest weakness remained their inability to imagine that another species could surpass their understanding of reality. Begin the insertion, she ordered. Through the quantum network, they watched as the infiltrators flowed through Crystallis' defense grid like water through sand. The Zexians had built their society on crystal-based technology, never realizing that their rigid, ordered structures were particularly vulnerable to quantum manipulation. As the infiltrators spread through the capital city systems, information began flowing back through the network. Sarah's enhanced mind processed the data streams, piecing together the Empire's darkest secrets. This goes deeper than we thought, she transmitted to Earth Command. The suppression program, it's not just about controlling evolution. They're harvesting potential. The data painted a disturbing picture. Each time the Zexians suppressed a species, they didn't just limit its development. They captured and stored its evolutionary potential in massive quantum arrays buried beneath their capital. Billions of possible futures, frozen in crystal matrices, waiting to be tapped. They're addicts, Aisha realized, analyzing the biological data. Their own evolution stagnated millennia ago. They survive by stealing the potential of other species, using it to maintain their empire's technological edge. Through the quantum network, Sarah felt humanity's collective understanding shift. The Zexians weren't just oppressors. They were parasites, feeding off the stolen futures of countless civilizations. "We found something else," White reported, his consciousness probing deeper into the crystal archives. Records of resistance. Other species that tried to fight back. The Zexians didn't just defeat them, they erased them from history. Sarah's enhanced mind calculated possibilities at quantum speed. That's why they acted so quickly against Earth. They recognized something in us, a potential they couldn't risk leaving unchecked. Alert! Maya's warning pulsed through the network. Unusual energy readings from the central archive. They're activating something old, something deep. The quantum network hummed with increased activity as the team focused their enhanced senses on the disturbance. Beneath the capital city, ancient systems were awakening, technology that predated the Empire itself. It's some kind of quantum consciousness repository, Sarah realized, analyzing the energy patterns. The combined potential of every species they've ever suppressed, crystallized into a single point of infinite possibility. They're not just debating our ultimatum, Commander Rodriguez transmitted from Earth. They're preparing to use their stored potential against us. Sarah's mind raced through calculations, modeling quantum possibilities at speeds that would have been impossible before their enhancement. "No," she said finally. "They're afraid. This is their last resort. The sum total of every future they've stolen, ready to be unleashed. They think it's their ultimate weapon. But they don't understand what we've become," Maya added, comprehension flowing through the quantum network. "They're still thinking in terms of singular consciousness, of limited potential." Sarah smiled, feeling the collective power of humanity's quantum network, billions of enhanced minds working in perfect harmony. Exactly. They'd spent millennia collecting and containing potential. We've spent 6 months learning to unlock it. Through their quantum infiltrators, they could feel the Zexian High Council's desperation. The Empire's carefully maintained order was unraveling. Their own people were beginning to question millennia of rigid control. And now, faced with a species that had not only survived their suppression but had evolved beyond it, they were about to make their final mistake. "All observers, prepare for Phase 4, Sarah transmitted through the quantum network. "When they activate their repository, be ready. We're not just going to resist it. We're going to free every future they've ever stolen." The Shadow of Dawn maintained its position above Christos, its enhanced crew watching through quantum senses as the Zexian Empire prepared to face not just humanity, but the consequences of every act of suppression they'd ever committed. They had built their civilization on stolen potential. Now that potential was about to be unleashed. Evolution's edge. The crystalline spires of the Zexian capital trembled as ancient machinery awakened deep beneath the surface. In the observation chamber of the Shadow of Dawn, humanity's enhanced consciousness network registered the quantum disturbance as a ripple through reality itself. "They're activating the repository," Sarah Chen announced, her consciousness spanning the distance between Earth and Christos. All the stolen potential of 1,000 civilizations about to be unleashed. Through the quantum network, every enhanced human felt the moment approach. The Zexians, in their desperation to maintain control, were about to release power they had never truly understood. Final transmission from their High Council, Commander Rodriguez reported from Earth Command. "They're rejecting our offer of peaceful dialogue." Their exact words, "We will show you the true meaning of evolution." Maya Patel's voice carried a hint of anticipation. "They still don't understand. They've spent millennia containing potential. We've learned to embrace it." The quantum infiltrators throughout the capital city reported massive energy buildups. The Zexian population was being evacuated from the central districts as the repository powered up, its crystalline matrices glowing with the combined futures of countless suppressed species. "All stations ready," Sarah transmitted through the network. "Remember, we're not here to destroy. We're here to free." The repository erupted. A column of pure quantum energy burst from beneath the capital, carrying with it the dreams, possibilities, and potential futures of every species the Zexians had ever suppressed. It was their ultimate weapon, designed to overwhelm and rewrite any opposing consciousness. But humanity was ready. Through their quantum network, billions of enhanced minds worked in perfect harmony. As the wave of stolen potential swept outward, they didn't resist it. They welcomed it. Quantum conversion initiating, Wei reported, his consciousness merging with the ship's sensors. The repository's energy is being redirected through our network. Sarah felt it first. The touch of ancient minds, species long forgotten by the galaxy, their potential preserved in crystal, but never truly dead. Through humanity's quantum network, these lost possibilities found new expression. By all stars, Aisha breathed, monitoring the biological readings. It's not just energy, it's knowledge, experience. The Zexians never understood what they were storing. They thought they were collecting fuel, but they were preserving consciousness itself. The repository's power, meant to overwhelm humanity's quantum network, instead merged with it. Through their enhanced minds, humans became conduits for the liberation of potential that had been trapped for millennia. On Crystallos, chaos erupted as the repository's energy took unexpected paths. Instead of focusing on the human ships, it spread throughout the Empire's quantum communication network. Every crystal tower, every data node, every communication device became a channel for freed potential. The lower castes, Maya reported, monitoring the surface. They're changing. The repository's energy, it's affecting them too, breaking through their genetic suppression. Sarah's enhanced mind processed the implications instantly. Of course, they've lived for millennia under the same type of suppression they imposed on others. Now that suppression is breaking down. Through the quantum network, they watched as change swept through the Zexian Empire. The rigid crystalline structures of their society, both literal and metaphorical, began to shift. The very technology they had used to maintain control became the medium for liberation. Message from the High Council, Rodriguez transmitted. They're begging us to stop. It's too late, Sarah replied. This was never about us controlling the outcome. It's about letting evolution take its natural course. The repository's energy continued to pulse through the galaxy, following paths the Zexians had never imagined possible. Every suppressed species, every controlled population, every stifled potential found new expression through the quantum network humanity had created. On countless worlds, beings began to wake from millennia of enforced stagnation. The Zexians had created an empire based on stolen potential. Now that potential was claiming its freedom. Look, Maya said softly, directing their attention to the capital city below. The Zexian population was transforming. Their crystalline forms, once rigid and geometric, began to flow with new possibilities. The very qualities they had feared and suppressed in others were awakening within themselves. They're evolving, Aisha confirmed. Not just physically, their consciousness is expanding. The suppression protocols they used on themselves, the ones that maintained their rigid society, they're dissolving. Through the quantum network, humanity watched as the Zexian Empire faced its greatest fear, unrestricted evolution. The change wasn't violent or destructive. It was transformative. The very power they had hoarded was now teaching them what they had denied themselves for so long. Send the final message, Sarah instructed. Through every crystal tower, every quantum relay, every communication device in the Empire, humanity spoke. You tried to suppress evolution itself, fearing what unrestricted development might bring. Now you will understand what you've denied for so long. The true power of potential unleashed. We offer you not conquest or destruction, but the freedom you've denied yourselves. The choice to evolve. The repository's energy gradually dissipated, but its effects rippled through the galaxy. The Zexian Empire, built on suppression and control, transformed into something new. Their rigid hierarchy dissolved as their population experienced true evolution for the first time in millennia. Sarah stood in the observation chamber, feeling the quantum network pulse with new consciousness. Not just human, not just Zexian, but a symphony of freed potential. They feared what we might become, she mused. In trying to prevent it, they helped create something greater than either of us could have become alone. The shadow of dawn began its journey home, leaving behind a changed galaxy. The Zexians had tried to write an ending to evolution itself. Instead, they had become part of a new beginning, one where potential wasn't hoarded or controlled, but shared and celebrated. Humanity had faced extinction and emerged transformed. The Zexians have faced their greatest fear and found liberation. And throughout the galaxy, consciousness evolved, unrestricted and free, writing new chapters in the endless story of existence itself.